I read the article from CNN talking about the timeline of the New York City shooting in the office tower. Obviously reactionary to say, well, this thing happened, let's talk about it. But I think for the bigger picture, for all the office tenants that I deal with, all the office landlords that I deal with, what should we be talking about for future of the way security in office buildings looks? What's your take on that?
All these security measures are preventative, right? And that's what we're shooting for is, we can't stop anything, but we can do everything we can to prevent something like this happening, right? Whether it be cameras, it be access control, it be intercom systems that alert people or tenants in a building. That first step to us is access control or an exterior camera, right? If you can see somebody coming that is a threat, you obviously have more time to react. Now, if you can see that person coming with new technologies such as, firearm detection or really just your AI-based technologies that are seeing their face and running their face against a database, you can then use that access control to lock down your building.
Right.
You also have your notification systems, right? If we move past that first step and to the audio side of things, there are systems out there building-wide that you would then install to alert your tenants to something going on, whether it be a shelter in place or it be an evacuate.
Well, so I think that's part of what came up too, is that there was the restroom, but the woman stepped out of the restroom because there wasn't an alert to tell her that something was going on.
There are systems out there nowadays where you have a speaker in the hallways, you have a speaker in the restrooms or in your main areas of your office. Now, those speakers are able to do things such as sound masking or play music, but they can also be used as an alert system. They said that it was a Kevlar bathroom and they had a live feed, and she still unfortunately walked out of that bathroom because she had no idea that anything was going on. It's so hard to hear that. They were prepared, they just had missed a step in the notification. A lot of what we do is not cookie cutter. It's not, oh, you put a camera on this corner, you put access control on this door. We work with you to see how your office is going to flow, how you see a security threat or what your security threats could be, and then work backwards. Put a system in that's going to really, defend your business, protect your business. The earlier we can get in and talk to the end user, the tenant about that, the better. Unfortunately, a determined threat is going to do whatever they need to be a threat. What we're trying to do is slow them down, right? The slower they go and the sooner we can get notification out that something is going on, the less likely it is that, bad things happen.
We were talking the other day, you said, well, if somebody comes up and the expectation is they're going to be able to easily get into a space, and then all of a sudden that things are locked down or they're encountering something that they didn't expect, then that process maybe could make them completely back away from what they were thinking about doing.
Yeah, correct, right? If you have somebody who, it could be an ex-employee on a day-to-day basis, they were able to just walk into this space. If they were terminated or there's been a bad relationship between, an employee and somebody outside of the company or an ex-employee, they may be a threat until they realize that it's not going to work out exactly how they had planned, right? And once they have to spin their brain to try to figure out how to get in here, they start to, panic or move in a different direction. And that, we're hoping that direction is away from your business. Right. In today's world, you have to look at security at the same time as you look at use of ease for your possible customers coming into your company, right? If you're in a service industry or you're in, a multi-tenant building where there's multiple companies and people are needing to go to any floor, it makes it tough, but there are systems out there that require individuals to use key fobs, or we can use mobile credentials to give a guest access to your suite.
So talk about that, because that was something I thought potentially would work for the way our firm operates with another tenant on the floor.
Yeah, so if you have a multi-tenant in a floor where one tenant wants to lock their side down and the other tenant says no, you can get past that with putting in an access system in the elevator and then using mobile credentials. So mobile credentials are something that you can send out to a user that is only able to use it for a certain amount of time, right? So if you have a 3 o'clock meeting set, you say, hey, so excited for our 3 o'clock meeting. It's going to be in an hour. Here's a mobile credential that you use in the elevator. Mobile credentials have kind of put the crackdown on people taking fobs. There are a lot of systems out there that now are moving towards a mobile credential. It gets put in their Apple Wallet, or it gets, they use an app and they use that app to then present that to the reader using their phone, which they're going to have their phone. I'm Blake Woodie. I'm with South Bay Communications and Security. I'm available phone, email, anytime, 757-719-5145, or my email, bwoodie, WOODIE, at southbaycomm.com.